So the idea here is that this would be like a weekly video journal, just kind of keeping my status up to date, just kind of going through the process and sharing if for my own for my own well-being, but if anyone else finds it and is interested in it, then that's cool. So it's super informal. I'm just going to basically just sit here and talk and show you the progress so far. So this game is it's a puzzle game that I want to be really atmospheric. And I recently kind of fell in love with early 1900s Russia, and specifically like the classical music and all of that stuff. So that's really like the feeling and atmosphere that I really want to capture. Yeah, my first day really in here in Claude Code was April 7th. I did some stuff on the side, just some ideation and thoughts and brainstorming before this. So and today is May 2nd, so it's been about a month. So this was intended to be something that I do every week, but didn't get started until now. So here we are. Yeah, crazy how much you can do in a month, but I you can see here on the left side, like I've done a lot. Really what I started with was like I wanted to do a whole vertical slice using this pocket watch mechanic where it changes between two timelines, like an older version of the space and a newer version of the space, and like the interactions between that would be kind of cool and interesting. So then I did that and got there and kind of did a little bit of side questing with like shaders and some other stuff, but kind of felt paralyzed a little bit because I just felt kind of overwhelmed starting at the very beginning, and I was kind of feeling like there was a lot. I was seeing that a lot of like level designers and stuff were saying like, hey, you should do your first space last after you have all the experience and knowledge of what you were trying to accomplish and where you wanted to go. So that then I kind of went on to a second phase where I added a bunch of like organization for my puzzles to be built, and like a system to then track all of those, and then a bunch of tests for doing that. And I can show that here in just a sec. And then yeah, implemented this second like mechanic for a lantern, um, and this kind of takes place in a secondary area. So I feel like I kind of have a little more freedom to just let that be self-contained and kind of just go for it. So that was the idea there. Then at the end of this, kind of found a bunch of bugs, and I'm trying to just kind of work through those at the moment. Just fixed this bug with Journal UI. It wasn't rendering properly, so yeah, we got that done. Feeling good. But yeah, let me just show what I have in Unity. Full screen. Okay. All right, here we go. So this is just, a play space. This is another bug. This is technically another room. It's not supposed to be here. Oh, and you can even see I'm getting like the prompts through the wall. So yeah, this needs to be changed. But this is more importantly showing a first person view. Um, and yeah, walk around. We can interact with objects. We can interact with doors and go to different places. I'll show this in just a minute. This cube, it kind of represents a feature. And yeah, this is just like a simple asset pack I got just to kind of get in the mood, get the vibes. So let's pick up the pocket watch here. Um, yeah, so you can kind of see it holds up in front of you like this. It bobs too fast. I need to tune in those settings, but I actually did, and it kind of got undone, so that needs to be done. I think when I moved to Dotween, that's I just never fixed it then. So cool. And then once you pick it up, you can then use it to change timelines. So nice. So this is the previous timeline. It's an older version of the same room. Light shaders, it actually has a different audio track that plays, which is pretty slick. Um, I don't know what this is. Yeah, you can kind of see this chromatic effect I get in the corner here on this like image. Or if I go to the light, you can kind of see you get like this like rainbowy thing. That was the shader I used. So I kind of like it, but I don't know if everyone will, so we'll see. But yeah, it kind of gives like this fun like it kind of tears a little bit and you get like the three images. So yeah, that's kind of fun. Then here's the document UI. You can see it, another bug here where if you scroll, it kind of goes off the screen and stuff. So that's something, but yeah, this took a bit to figure out. And then yeah, we can hop back to sad version of the room. There's some stuff that changes too, like if objects will change. There's things that are only in this scene that are not in the other one, like this plant, for example. Oh, excuse me, the plate. So yeah, we can kind of get creative with that, which is cool. So that's kind of more proof of concept, but it's fun. Yeah. Then honestly, I don't think I've been in this study room with this timeline. Oh, you can also see that the pocket watch changes. This is a nice version of it. This is like the beat up rusty version, which is adds to the effect, which is fun. Let's go in here. Yeah, you can see basic. These are just shapes. I want this to be bigger than this. I just don't think it feels very fun to be in like a little claustrophobic little box like this. Um, so that's gonna change. Yeah, there's player inventory. This is technically the lantern. Pick it up, and if I press Q, yeah, then we get the lantern. You can see it kind of sways very slightly. That's like some that part of that animation. And yeah, we I will go back first to this other room to show the first mechanic of the lantern. So if you use the lantern, if you hold it up, you can kind of see things and there's some settings I can dial in to have this show a bit more. It does get a little bit washed out, so that's something I want to tune, but yeah, you can see that this cube is gray right now, but if I get close, it'll turn orange. And the idea here is like, yeah, you can like discover things or use the lantern to change the state of something. So like you discover it, it's different now or changed or shows up differently in the world or whatever. Anything like that that we could do for like a puzzle, which would be cool. And yeah, it'll stay that way. Um, then the other thing is if we go back in here, and this is the one that I was trying to figure out, is shadows. So for example, um, I to test this object is a shadow casting object, and this is a shadow like receiving object. This little cube, the little square on the wall. So yeah, the idea here, and I'll come turn on the gizmos menu. You can see here this this green circle is like the safe or area where it can actually activate, and then um it's not showing right now, but there should be like a ray that comes off of this, and yeah, so then yeah, it should show, and then this time this object turns a color just to indicate. It can play a sound as well. I don't have my headphones on, maybe it played it, but yeah, that's the idea, is that we can get this shadow in the right spot, or whatever, and then it like unlocks. So the idea is to play with light and shadow. Maybe shadow's like the not so obvious thing that you would see right off the top. So yeah, that's that. And then the last thing is, um, yeah, this is the journal UI. You can see yeah, it's ugly, but it works. So we looked at the father's list, and then we read the ledger, and then open it again. Yeah, we've discovered that too. So yeah, we're making some progress here. So um, yeah, it's going pretty good. I'm happy so far, but and I kind of had a bit of a crazy time with family and stuff, but um, kind of getting back into everything now, which I'm excited about. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of build out some puzzles here in the study room. I'm gonna change the room. I'm gonna do this a bit differently. So yeah, that's the update for now.